Hi, first of all, I would like to say thank you for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and your feedbacks are tremendously useful for me, and it would definitely help me grow so much in becoming a public speaker. The topic I would like to speak today is whether one day online education would be able to overtake traditional education. As a strong advocate for online education, I believe that online education has the potential to one day overtake traditional education. I believe so because for two reasons. The first one is because online education can be accessed anywhere in the world. The second reason is online education is so flexible that it can be accessed anytime. Now, before I go into details and explaining why I believe so, I would like to say that I do understand that there have been a lot of arguments, a lot of debates among the academics in regards to online education and traditional education, and whether one is more powerful than another. I do understand that there are a lot of people who still believe that traditional education is here to stay, and that traditional education is a lot better than online education in many point of view. I would like to say that I do appreciate their opinions, and I do understand where they're coming from. However, I am still going to argue that it is my point of view that online education would one day overtake traditional education. Let me go back to the first point where I said online education gives an individual the ability to access the course anywhere in the world. I'll say that I have to use myself as an example. I am from Australia, Sydney, and I'm studying at Coursera. I'm studying courses from United States, from Germany, and even from Tokyo. And to be quite honest, if I were to engage in traditional education, I don't think I would be able to do so. I mean, in the morning, I can't just travel to Tokyo to take one subject, and at night, I can't really just go traveling back to Sydney and go anywhere else later on. It's just very inconvenient. It's not very practical. But with online education, it allows a person the convenience to stay at home, sit in a comfortable home, and as long as an individual has a computer and the access to the internet, or even just the access to a online cafe, then you know the possibility is endless. The second point that I mentioned was that online education allows people the flexibility, the ability to access courses anytime. As a full-time working myself, I'm working from 9 to 5. It is almost impossible for me to dedicate a big chunk of my time to study and to have to commit to sitting down in a lecture, because that particular time slot is the only fixed time that I would be able to go to lectures. With online education, the possibility is again endless. I can access whenever I want to, in the morning, at night when I come home, or even after the shower. It's all flexibility. There's no fixed time or schedule that I have to adhere to, and I believe that because of these two very distinct and strong characteristics of online education, that one day, with more, I believe with a bit more tweaking, a bit more perfecting, online education has the potential to be able to overtake traditional education in a very near future. Having said this, I do understand that a lot of people believe that traditional education would be here to stay. Now, I don't completely disagree. Because there are things I do understand that people need, such as face-to-face physical interaction and festival and things like that. But what I'm trying to say is that the internet is expanding so much. Just a couple of years ago, we don't think that internet would be here to stay, but it is here to stay, and it's one of the fastest growing thing in the world. And I believe that in the future, maybe people would be sitting at home and still be able to interact with their friends, with their mentors, with their colleagues, just over the internet. And I guess in the future that we are so used to this kind of things that we don't think that it is very strange at all. So in the end, I believe that unless traditional education going to develop, to change something in the future, I strongly believe that online education has the capacity to overtake traditional education in a very near future. However, if a person actually came up to me and asked me for advice, I would say, for us to go ahead with any decision, a person needs to really carefully look at their choices and look at what is the most convenient thing for them, planning things very carefully, and go into this decision with a lot of precaution. Thank you very much for listening.